Well, that, of course, was an attack on abortion, and so the left wing didn't like that at all. For physicians were not supposed to take lives. It also included euthanasia, meaning you're never to kill someone because you think they're a useless life. Well, they didn't like that either. So we have at least two things that was getting under the skin of the left: is abortion and euthanasia. So they want the oath to be removed. Well, now with Ezekiel Emanuel, who's the physician, saying that this oath should be abandoned, and physicians are just too obsessed with the idea of saving lives, and we need to start letting these people go. They're just wasted effort, that they have no social utility. And, of course, that would also include all disabled people, because according to this lexicon, disabled people have no social utility. They have no purpose, and they're a drain on the economy. Therefore, we should just let them die. It even says in the Hastings Center that it has been a crazy idea to give dialysis to people because some are living 20 years on dialysis, and that we could have just let them go at the time that they developed renal failure. And they even, in one of the articles, said we should turn back to clock-on medicine. And instead of practicing high-technology medicine we have today, we should turn it back to the 1960s level and have that as our health care.
Doctor, is there any doubt in your incredibly deep breadth of research that these are eugenicists and we have a eugenics guild running our modern society, and that at the core, it's just a rationale to be sadistic control freaks who are on power trips? I mean, most of these high-level people, they don't even think they're doing good. These are really dark people.
Well, yeah, I think it's a mixed group. I think there's some who, in their perverted way of thinking, think it's good. Some are just evil people from the core. But, if you read their literature, they really think this is something that's beneficial to society, is to get rid of what they call the human weeds. They said you weed a garden and get rid of the weeds. Well, that's what we have to do in society. It's filled with all these unfit, these people who don't deserve life, and we should weed them out by whatever methods we can. And they said, well, we know this public won't accept extermination camps, but if we could just deny them health care, they'll die off on their own.
And that's what Margaret Sanger, of course, said. You're repeating her, and then that's repeated. But really, the test of humanity is people that are more intelligent, stronger. We're meant to lift up the weak. At the moment we delve into this, we let pure wickedness out of the bottle and societies collapse.
Well, absolutely. I mean, when you start reading what some of the so-called elite write, it's quite frightening. And like I said, the stage was set for Adolf Hitler in the 1900s, the 1800s. People were writing things that he eventually implemented. Same thing with Lenin and Stalin and Mao Zedong. There were people who wrote quite eloquent papers about controlling society and exterminating mass numbers of people. Well, along came a dictator strong enough to carry this out. What the average public sees is the dictator. They don't see the foundation that was set 50, 100 years before by these elitists. One of the things that scares me in this bill, it describes taking over the entire medical education system. It talks about in medical schools, anointing certain medical schools in which they will set the curriculum. They will educate the professors that are teaching the courses, also taking over nursing schools, dental schools, so that the physicians will be trained.
Well, sir, that's what the cybersecurity bill says. If you're connected to any servers, any IT, the way it's written, everything, special federally certified cybersecurity people must be there like it's a union, and you must serve them, and they must certify you to be, I mean, if this passes to run this office, we're going to have federal goons in here, and that's what they're doing to medicine. I mean, folks, this is a control freak total takeover.
This is Alex Jones. Have you heard of the Millionaire Patriot? Well, you should.
he has a free handgun and 5 days of firearms training waiting for you. That's right. You can attend 5 days of world-class gun training at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute and secure a 30-state concealed weapons permit, all for pennies on the dollar. Plus, if you act fast, the Millionaire Patriot will give you a free Springfield Armory XD pistol in the caliber of your choice. I believe now is the time that you and your family need to be armed and trained to levels that exceed law enforcement and military standards. Front Sight provides such training without any boot camp mentality or drill instructor attitudes. This is real. Don't miss out. Secure a Front Sight defensive handgun course, plus a 30-state concealed weapons permit for pennies on the dollar, and get your free handgun. Go to frontsight.com today. That's FRONTSIGHT.com. Go to frontsight.com for your training and free gun.
I think that's what produces the autism.
Which eugenicist Bertrand Russell said, we will give children injections to brain damage them to make them part of the servant class. But I bet the government's just idiots. They just so happen to want to target kids and women and people with something that brain damages them. I mean, this is just amazing. Mike, Andrew, Jeremy, Pat, we're getting to all your calls. Final segment, Dr. Russell BlayLock. His website's BlayLockReport.com. He's got books, DVDs, everything available there.
Direct to you and in your face. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
There is no doubt that education, the medical system, our industries, everything's being regulated, taken over, shut down. They've used the third world labor to shut down industry. Everything is about creating a monopoly. The government wants to wreck society so they can consolidate it, just like Mao and Lenin with their great leap forwards. This is a system of control. Order out of chaos. Dr. Russell BlayLock's our guest. I was giving out the Newsmax.com newsletter that they have with Dr. BlayLock. His main site, the one to get the books, the videos, all the great materials, is RussellBlayLockMD.com. RussellBlayLockMD.com, or just Google the name Russell BlayLock. But you can find his writings and the materials all right there on the site. I do want to encourage everybody to also visit our online video bookstore, get our books and videos and T-shirts and materials, not just because they're great materials and wake people up when you share them, but because it also supports what we're doing here overall. This operation costs a lot of money to run, and we also bring in all these guests who we then, in turn, support. This show is a huge platform for getting the truth out, and I feel really good having doctors and scientists and neurologists on and virologists to tell you about the vaccines, the food, the GMO, all of it. Because this is eugenics, this is real, this is what the elite are doing to us. Let's go ahead and take some more calls. Mike in Missouri, you're on the air with Dr. BlayLock. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Alex and Dr. BlayLock. About a few years ago, I had an accident, and I became disabled. I've got a spinal injury. I'm in the managed care system here in St. Louis, and I go to the medical school here. I've been taking the vaccinations that they give every year. I guess it's been 7 or 8 years now. I've developed arthritis, and I never had psoriasis before. And my question is psoriasis, could that have come from the immunization that I've been getting?
Well, it's possible because it is an autoimmune disease, but psoriasis is associated with arthritis. There is a rheumatoid arthritis syndrome associated with psoriasis. Now, whether or not you just spontaneously develop psoriasis or the vaccines, it's hard to tell, but it is an autoimmune disease, and we're seeing a lot of psoriasis now. Like I said, all of the autoimmune diseases are increasing astronomically.
Can I just add, sir, that if you'll search engine vaccines arthritis, this is not Dr. BlayLock or my opinion. They know in all the studies with rodents, they get it. I mean, baby mice and rats get it. And you're having an autoimmune response in your joints. This is a more important question. Doctor, what can he do to detox and he's got his immune system all cranked up? What can he do before he gets diabetes, before he gets real brain damage, I mean, is there something he can do to detox or to get the swelling down?
Well, I can't give specific advice over the program, but just in general, what you want to do is if you're having an autoimmune reaction, you want to increase your omega-3 oil intake. There's a Norwegian oil that you can get that has a balance of the EPA, DHA components that reduces this autoimmune reaction. Works very well for a lot of autoimmune diseases. You just take a teaspoon a day, every day. But vitamin D3 is the most important. It is an immune modulator. It prevents overreactivity of the immune system, and there's good evidence that people who have rheumatoid arthritis or lupus or these other diseases have a deficiency in vitamin D3.